All right, we are live on Facebook, even though I can't see it yet. Got it. Welcome everybody to this, even though I can't see it yet. Oh, there.
Booger booger.
Let me stop the sound. Okay. Yeah, to this glorious full moon that we're just upon.
Yeah.
How are you, Mickey?
I'm not sure.
The energies of this moon are really something else. Now, I got to tell
Yeah.
everybody, in case this thing falls, it's pointing towards the front, which has windows. So there was a huge big light. So
Yeah.
I have something underneath it holding it up. So in case
Right.
it falls down, don't get scared. It's just, it's just
Yeah.
Kate trying to do out of the box crazy things.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. I know that works. That
Yeah,
redirects the
a little
vector of.
bit. I actually have another painting underneath it holding it up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, hi, Joe. And I'm laughing because Joe is sitting in the room across from me. She's right here.
Oh,
So she's on her phone and she's got earbuds in. And so she's listening, but she's right here. So her
oh,
energy
that's
here.
wonderful.
Yeah. And I see Audrey is on. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Audrey.
Thank you. She loves my hair. Okay, I got my hair cut since last time.
Yes, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Woo! I did it myself. I'm
It
so
makes you
excited.
look
Yeah.
so young and
Oh,
feisty and
love you.
but it's wonderful. It really is.
Well, you know what? I feel like we're getting younger and younger as time goes on. It's not older and older like they're talking about. If people go back into my pictures way back and looked at me 15, because I was on 15 more 20 years ago, I look older. I look older then than I do now. Like
Yeah,
time is being very kind to me.
that's lovely.
I love it. And here in this town, this is Pride Day for Elmira, and
Oh,
I wanted to spend it with all of you as opposed to being out in public. But I wore my little pride earrings.
well, I'm wearing a rainbow of colors and I have a rainbow on my eyelids.
Nice, nice.
It's almost the exact thing that's on your earrings.
Oh, okay.
The
Nice.
combination of colors. That is weird. We just
These,
always spell each other. Yeah.
it is weird.
That's the order it's in
These,
too.
these are leather.
Oh,
Painted leather. They like weigh nothing. They're like feathers on my ears. So I
well,
really
my
like
eyelids are leather, painted leather right now too.
Ah. So this full moon, I'm telling you, the energies are so strong. The last 2 days has been ridiculously strong in moon energies. And it's funny because looking up into the sky, it looked like it had a couple of days yet till it got full, but tonight is the night. I don't remember the exact time, but it's later this evening. And it is the pink full moon. It is the first full moon of summertime. Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's nice. It's beautiful weather here, sunny, breezy. And actually, when I came into this room, it was cool and comfortable. It's hotter than daylights right now. I
Really?
think it's the energy in the room.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
increasingly getting higher and higher and higher.
Well,
Which this is my healing room, so that happens in this room.
yeah. Well, you know how they say that, things get curiouser and curiouser, and that's what we're going through right now. This is a very unusual full moon. And when you asked me how I'm doing and I said I wasn't sure, I feel fine, but I went into a meditational trance yesterday evening, and it lasted all through the night and all morning. It's 6:30 in the afternoon here in the evening. And I'm talking to you literally from my creation spot.
From your creation room.
I'm already there. I never came back.
Beautiful.
And I've never tried to talk in real time before, but that's what's happening because I'm aware that everything around me is still deep in the other side. And
Beautiful.
I've been getting information all night long.
Hmm. You know, that's something I wanted to talk to people about was a couple of meditations ago, we created our meditation room. You know, we did the 3 to 1 count, we did the 10 down the stairs, we created a meditation room. And then the last new moon, we went to the left and we created our creation room where our screens were, where we can change, you know, create a thought, make it real, feel it, turn it around, touch it, smell it, all of that. And then if we don't want it, we could just swipe left, right, to clear it. Or we could save that channel for something that we wanted to keep. And we were manifesting then. Yesterday, so I'm in the same boat as Mickey. Yesterday I started getting these tremendous downloads of
Yes, that's the
stop.
good word.
First of all, it was stop calling them meditations.
Yeah,
Meditations, is listening.
yeah,
If you're doing a guided meditation, it's really a journey.
yeah.
This is going to be a guided journey. And we are going to create another room and a way to get there. And it's going to all be a big surprise, but we're going to start out same way we always have, 3 to 1 count, down 10 steps, visit the meditation room, visit the creation room, and then we will work on creating what's going to come next. And what Mickey is experiencing and what I haven't been experiencing more yesterday than today. Today, I'm really not in that space, but who knows, I might be. It's a way, like Mickey just said, she's kind of walking both worlds, right?
Yep.
She's got
Yeah.
one foot in the journey, in the meditation with her higher self, with spirit. She's got one foot in this 3D reality.
Right.
And we can do that.
It's
Um,
amazing, but
it,
yeah, we can do it. But it's amazing.
absolutely. And you know what? It's easy to do.
Well, I
We,
tell you what triggered
we were
mine.
born to do this.
Yes, I tell you what triggered mine. We talk, well, Seth speaks of, and we often discuss our probable selves. And he also spoke of a probable self that's not exactly probable. It's here right now while you are. Okay, so it's one of your other selves, but you have a lot of them that is here at the same time you are. And it's not quite really unusual, but once in a while, some people will run into one of their other selves, and he calls them counterparts. It's a counterpart of you, it's another you. And I have had it happen to me 3 times. Today is the 3rd time. And it just totally blew my mind. My husband and I did not have children. We met very late in life. I was 52, he was 69. So what we had, though it was fabulous, that particular intention didn't include the experience of having children together. So what happened was I was shown a counterpart that's in another place, but I was shown them functioning, and it was me and my ex-husband, but with children. We had 2 children, a girl and a boy, and I was astounded. I mean, it's easy to say, oh, wow, that was so cool. It's pretty shattering. It's pretty shaky. It affects you very deeply. So I don't know how long that will continue to feel odd. I don't still see them, but I know that the doorway is open to that dimension where I could see, them. And they are here in this dimension, but in another place. And it was such an exact replica of the life unlived. It has truly taken my breath away.
Oh, Seth also talked about simultaneous time.
Yes,
And
that's what I'm experiencing.
I know, I just wanted to throw that word out there to people that, we talk about past and future lives, but in our teacher Seth, and in my opinion, as I am a past life regressionist, it truly is simultaneous time.
It is.
When
It
people
is.
are watching this or reliving this, it's happening right now. And you can feel that it's happening right now. So simultaneously in time, we are young, we are old, we are probable selves that are young and old both. And I'm talking thousands of years old or thousands of years in the future,
Right.
or 10 minutes ago,
Right.
or 10 minutes in the future. So it's all happening right now. And that is a lot for the brain to wrap around, because we are so thinking linear time, like
Yeah.
everything goes in a straight line, but it's not. And that's why Seth has also said, and so did our teacher, Bert Goldman, that you can actually change the past. And it's because it's happening now.
But it's still accessible.
It absolutely is still accessible, and
Yeah.
you can send energy, send love, send, good vibes to those probable selves of yours, to that
Right.
little girl, that little boy that maybe was teased and they need that, from their older self.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's an amazing time that we live in, that these things are being known to us. They're being shown to us from the other side, that there are so many more abilities that we don't even know to tap into yet. And people ask me, they're like, well, what do you want your future to be like? I'm like, I don't even know what is possible in my future. So when it comes to me, I will know it, or I will it'll resonate with me or it won't.
Mm-hmm.
And counterparts definitely do. This whole past life regression never felt real to me until I understood simultaneous time.
Yeah.
Now I get it.
Well, I have had it quite a bit, and I experienced it both ways. The way you say, before I knew about simultaneous and after, and it's an extraordinary thing to experience. That was way back in the early 70s. So all of that idea was coming out and people going, oh wow, the whole world of the occult was felt it was all extraordinary to speak of, being able to be regressed back, not only to other lifetimes, but for people to go back and experience their birth and their before the womb, all of that kind of thing. I think Dolores Cannon had something to do with that, and Sylvia Brown, and a
Yep.
lot of different names, Gary Zukov, and there were all kinds of folks who were writing books about regression.
Yes.
And we've come a long way since then.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
for me, the things that Seth said about what would be true on the planet in the late 60, 2060, 2070, the world will be very different. He said it'll be almost unrecognizable. I can understand that because it's moving fast now. We've got the people who are exploring the now, the simultaneous now. And then you've got people who are way back in another part of religious thought and endeavor. I mean, there are groups that are every step along the way between that real futuristic acceptance and the old way of looking at it. So we have to be very patient with people like ourselves because we had a lot of programming. And we're not only trying to learn all this new stuff, we're also trying to extract that heavy programming that went with the previous views
Yeah.
about the world and religion, especially, and blah, blah, blah. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Because whatever your plan for this time is, it will work itself out and you will have a chance to, to learn all the stuff. You may decide not to do it this time and stay within your organized self, your organized religious self.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Just
Right.
be the best you can be in whatever matrix you're in.
Right. Right. And that's why we say use your intuition. If it
Yeah.
feels right to you, then it's right to you. That's something that I relish, and I never tell people this is the way, this is the only way. There's
Exactly.
there's 1,000 ways to get to the same result, and you're gonna find your own way, what feels right to you. And I
Oh, for all of them at some point in our existence.
absolutely. I
So,
want to say Martin has joined us. Martin
good.
said, "Good moon noon." Good moon noon. I love that. And
In June.
in June. Oh my gosh, that's right. Good noon moon in June.
Hi, Martin.
That is cool. Martin says we go beyond the brain to see it all. We do.
Yes.
It,
Woo,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
well said.
It sure is. And Audrey said, I dream of my counterparts.
Oh, that's lovely.
That really is lovely. And my personal belief is that our dreams are more real than real.
Oh, yeah. Oh, very definitely. Absolutely. Seth has said the same thing. We
Mhm.
are a lot closer to ourself that understands it all when we're dreaming than when we come back here. Because when we come back here, we're back to reading our script that we agreed on. So,
Yeah.
we're limitless the moment we close our eyes and go back into the other dimension.
Yes, yes. And Martin says, our world just 10 years from now
Ooh,
treks. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. And,
10
and
years.
and when I think about dreaming, I know that my ego self is resting.
Yes.
And our ego self is here to experience this 3D, 4D dimension, right?
Hmm.
Our ego self is our touch, sight, smell, taste, what else? Feel, right? It's all that tangible stuff that's here. When the
Hmm.
ego rests and our spirit can just explore without the ego needing to feel and touch things, that's when we are closer to our higher self or our spirit self. And each time we learn what that is, that spirit self is learning right along with us, and it is
Yes.
selling, it is going. I'm going to use the word higher and lower, because that again, literally speaking, we're increasing, we're gaining more knowledge. And it's not just us gaining the knowledge, it's our higher self gaining the knowledge, it's the spirit world gaining the knowledge, it's
Hmm.
all that is gaining all that knowledge. And each one of us adds to that. And
Yeah.
I just think that's so beautiful. And in this journey, I'm going to attempt, they showed me this and they took me through this. And I'm like, this is crazy, but it's a way to let your ego rest and take care of your physical body while you can journey to higher, more
Yeah.
expansive realities.
Well,
And
I love what it's looking like on the screen, because when we were talking yesterday and you had come up with this concept that you wanted to use and to illustrate a point, and I went, "Oh my God." And you said, "What? What?" I said, "Well, I just drew that exact thing yesterday." And show me, show me. And I had the piece of paper right here with your exact thing on it. So we were both getting the same image. Now, what tickles me is you have it behind you on the wall.
oh, this,
Yes,
yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
That's it exactly.
yeah, yeah,
Even with a person inside it on the bottom.
it's true.
Okay. And then next to that, over there behind you, you've got the square the cube I was going to talk about. And then you have your head is the circle and the pyramids next to it. So on screen now, you are the three images we spoke of.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about
Inadvertently.
it. Yeah, kind of. And I wasn't even sure that this is where I was going to do the journey or the broadcast or whatever you want to call what we're doing, but this is where it ended up. And
Well,
you
it's
you
exact.
are so right, Mickey. I am not the best person at making the dots connect. Sometimes it comes to me, but Mickey and I tend to connect dots, and Mickey's I'm in New York and she's in England, and our dots connect a lot.
Yeah, constantly.
It
We
does.
have the same thought at the same time.
Yes.
And
We
you
don't
don't
always.
realize it until we talk. And in this case,
Mhm.
it was quite pointed that I wasn't just saying it because I had already drawn it days before. And I
Exactly.
had the picture to show you on screen.
Mhm.
So it's very weird.
It
It's
is, but you know what? That also points to what scientists are saying now, and metaphysical people have been saying right along, is that we are all connected. It's called
yes.
entanglement.
Yeah.
And we are a part of a whole, and we can feel and sense each other. And so we need to put out those good positive vibrations. And full moon is just one of those full moon and new moon are just, they're just kind of like marker places where
Yes, they are on the circle.
yes, we remember to do this, and it's important to do it.
Yeah.
During this full moon, it's about cleansing and releasing and letting things go. So in our journey, we are going to release things, and we are going to journey to places where I don't even know that I've ever been to these places. And I definitely want to hear from people if, if they've gone beyond here, or if this is their first time, or what their experiences were. I mean, I love hearing what people have to say.
I love that you're calling it a journey.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's what they told me. They're like, stop
It's
calling it
a
meditation.
better word.
It is
Yes.
a journey. So
Yes.
we're gonna move towards journeying. And
Hmm.
Melissa is on. She's at a fair today, but she had popped in to
Hi.
meet with us. She said she's here for a hot minute. I love
Okay.
it. I love it. I love it. And people have been asking me today, of all days, can you teach tarot? And I
Oh,
do not know tarot.
that's my thing.
I have like 3 decks, and I don't know how to use any of them. So I'm going to take that upon myself, that I'm going to take a card here or there, and I'm going to start learning the process. And yeah, I have resources.
Yeah, tarot is my thing since
Yeah.
late 70s. And
Yeah.
yeah, I've done a lot of classes on that. So it's very easy.
Oh, Audrey dabbles in it.
Oh, good. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
very easy. I love it. I really do. And
And yeah.
it's a tool you'll be able to use for your own clarity for the rest of your life.
And I think it's mostly for your own clarity. I mean, I know people read for other people, but really it's a personal journey.
It's a difficult thing to be able to read for someone else because it's so much about symbols and
Mhm.
what they mean to a person. And a certain symbol could mean something entirely different to me than it does to you.
Exactly.
So we have universally agreed on symbols like the square and the pyramid and the circle, but to interpret all the nuances of what it can mean, um, it takes time to get used to understanding what you're feeling from the card.
Mhm, mhm.
Because the cards talk a mile a minute. When you turn it over, when you flip it up, it's like turning a speaker on. So
Right. And then
yeah,
what, 72 cards, but there's
78.
78 cards, sorry.
Yeah.
So it's double that because there's a reverse meaning of everything too.
Yes. But now
So
of the reverse, I want to make something real clear. I'm not teaching tarot yet, but when you say the word tarot and that thing about the reverse card comes up, I want to make one thing very, very clear. A reverse card is not the opposite of what it meant when it was upright.
exactly. It's a different meaning.
Okay. It's actually simply lessening the impact of what it would have been if it were positive. Okay. If I'm in a great mood and I stub my toe, I don't fall down dead. I don't go to the hospital and say, oh, please help me, I'm dying. But I stubbed my toe, and whatever I say after that is going to be a little garbled because my mind is on the pain. You
Okay.
see what I'm saying? I have the same intent. I'm trying to express the same thing, but it's greatly hobbled.
Okay.
It's harder for that energy to manifest. The only case in the tarot where it reverses is when it's the people cards and a king upside down is a queen. It's no longer a man, it's a woman, et cetera, for each of the
Oh,
cards.
interesting. I
Yeah.
did not know that. All right.
But what I wanted to ask today before we do the journey or the, get into tarot and stuff is what I was told was to ask everyone, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Okay, well, the question is out there. Let's hear from our Facebook folks. And I will say that
Knowing that I'm talking to people who are not youngsters, so,
that's okay. Oh, what you like me?
so it's a facetious question, but it's true.
It is
What?
true.
Yeah, what do you want to be when you grow
Yeah,
up? We're still growing.
we are. And that's what I say. I don't even know, it's like when you're a child and you see that, well, there's, the fireman and the policeman and the nurse and the doctor, but you don't know that there's an astrophysicist and you don't
Yes.
know that there's a theoretical physicist
Yes.
or that there's a fisherman because you live in a big city,
Yeah.
so there's things that you don't learn until they come across your path. And, so
You might want
I
to turn
say,
around and change at that
yeah,
point.
and you can do that too.
Yes.
You can be many things when you grow up and you can keep changing them as you need to.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
used to change industries every 5 years.
interesting. So Joe has done tarot.
Oh, good.
She wants to be spiritual when she grows up. That's a good answer. Audrey is still deciding. So I'm with you, Audrey. I don't know either. I do think that I'm here to be a facilitator
Yeah.
and to assist people in growth that they, want, and those that, resonate with me and they're drawn to me. I want to be there to assist them.
Hmm.
But you know what? I want to experience joy. And
Yeah.
if that means being a fisherman or being a nurse or being a doctor or a student, whatever it means, if it's going to bring me joy, that is what I want to experience. Joy and love in my life. And
Hmm.
and a little less controlling, little less of that sort of thing, so yeah.
Well, one of the things about the question was that whatever it is, however you define what your goal is, the main thing to illustrate today is that, uh, for instance, if you call up someone for advice about your washing machine or something happened, you need help or advice right away. So you call the company you bought it from. And just as you get, and you know, how you have to wait and wait on the line. And just as she answers and says, so and so, can I help you? You don't just suddenly hang up and walk away and say, that wasn't going to work out anyway. I don't think I really want to know that. You don't start brushing your teeth and just suddenly rinse all of the toothpaste off and throw it back in the cabinet and say, nah, what good is it to brush my teeth? They're just going to rot. I mean, there are all these things where you start out on a certain journey and then you suddenly stop dead cold in your steps on your path and say, it wasn't really going to be so. I didn't really want to. I don't think I really want. There's this thing that happens where you don't fulfill the intention you were in the process of setting up because your doubt about the outcome becomes so big, it overshadows your intention. Okay. So they wanted me to bring up the fact that, like earlier, when I said, whatever bag you're in, whatever box you're in, when we talk about thinking outside the box, you don't have to bring your whole self out. You can stick a finger out and see what it's like out there and whatnot. Whatever way you choose to do it, it's okay. There are millions of you doing it, and each one of you takes a turn at doing it a certain way. So, if this particular you is not about to become the Pope, but it doesn't mean you can't become very, very pious and religious. You can still have that religiously helpful or spiritual personality that wants to help everybody. But the main thing to think about when we go to do our journey is put it into little pieces that you can handle. Okay, I'm not going to say I'm going to Wall Street and I'm going to make $17 million next week. But I might say I'm saving some money this week on the crap I usually buy with my groceries. And oh, I came out $10 or $15 ahead. And if I do that enough weeks, oh, wow, at the end of the month or the year, I'm shocked that I actually saved $500 and I didn't even try. So had you started out saying, I want to create $500 and I want it to be in 6 months, or I want it to be in a week, or that's when you will be vulnerable to the doubt of the outcome overtaking the efforts you were willing to put in. But if you simply do it, it's like Nike, just do it. You go in there and you say, I'm going to leave it up to the universe to provide whatever it is. Take it a little at a time. Okay. And then we will all come out a little bit better. If you get out on a date, I want to create a soulmate. And as soon as you put yourself on a dating app and you say, I don't know why I did that. I don't even like how I look. Let me take this thing off of here. But you could have just been about to meet the person and you suddenly jumped up and got off.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't do it. Follow your inner intuitive mind. If it led you to go get on that site, stay there a minute to see what's going to happen. We are coming to some of the more powerful parts of what we're trying to do. Your meditations have a purpose, and you've led us very kindly into a space where we are willing to think of ourselves in the driver's seat. You can get in a car and talk all you want to about going to another place, but if you're not in the driver's seat and sitting in the back, you're not going to get very far. So It's all about being in the driver's seat. Well, I'd say 9 out of 10 people don't even think they have any input on what's going to happen. So we have to get that part of it together because we now have the medical bag to do the healing with for our lives. You're providing us with the tools and we're creating what we need, and let's give it a chance, because I had 3 things I put into the intention last month. I had them all come out in the same day, just last week.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's go forward, especially today, because this is a turn now. We're about to take another very big step. So I'm excited for all of us, but let's do it. Let's do it.
And we're going to do it in a gentle way. I mean,
Yes.
everybody can go as far as they're comfortable with. You can push your boundaries a little bit, but you don't have to. Like I'm going to be, again, this is definitely spirit-led for me. I have nothing set up. I know the basics that is going to happen. But as spirit is showing me in my journey, I will say vaguely, very vaguely, so that your journey can create what your soul needs and in the way it needs. And I want to make sure I give everybody time. For those that want to go further, deeper, maybe they need a little extra time than somebody else, so there'll be a little bit of quiet time going on. But hopefully, and I think, I'm looking at the list here, and yeah, you guys are all cool. Like most of you people that are on here have said, well, you could have done it a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
So
the other thing is to just keep going back. I can't stress that enough. You don't have to go and set up intentions every time you go in that place, in that space. Do the 3, 2, 1, go down the steps, walk into your space and say, I'm so glad I created this. And then sit down for a minute and go back.
yes.
You could do a 4-minute and come right back. And it's because every time you go, you strengthen your ability to go.
Yes. And
Okay.
to do it right, like, and you, when you lay down to sleep,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, go down into your meditation room and go to sleep there, just do it.
Okay.
And I would love to hear from people. Do you use this? Do you go back and listen to these? Or even better yet is you just do it on your own, using the tools in your own way. And how might they be different than the way that I presented them? Because everything is your creation, and I can't stress that enough. And I'm just giving you suggestions and ideas on how to, what's possible. Mickey has given me so many things that she learned back in the 70s that they used to do that are possible that I have then tried. And when I did them, they weren't exactly like she described them, but they worked for me.
Mhm.
And without her giving me the idea that I could even create, cutting a cord, cut a cord and put them in a little jar in their pills and then feed them to the eagle. And when I cut the cord, I'm like, oh, I got all these wiggly things on the floor and it looks like worms, and I cut it into pieces, and then a lion showed up. And then I threw one of the worms at the lion.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? It served the same purpose, but it came through very different for me. And
All kinds of pills and helps and little things in that laboratory, and it, you create whatever you need. Like in 1 year that I was working on it, I actually, when they said you can do whatever you like, I took them quite literally. And I started to then design my creative space, not as a building. Well, it's a building, but I built it in a circle,
oh, interesting.
So
Yeah.
when you
Well,
talk about swiping left, I
mhm.
would go to the right and keep going, or I could go to the left and keep going, and you'd still end up where you had started from eventually.
Exactly. And right. So you can do whatever you want. You think about if you have health challenges, you can put together little health tablets or pills or worms or whatever comes to you, and use this. And you can use these spaces for yourself. You can also use them for others.
Yes.
But this really is all about you, each one, and your growth and your development. Um, Audrey says I do that every night. So I'm just going to ask. I'm assuming you mean go into your meditation room and that's how you fall asleep. I think that's what she means. Um,
That's a great idea.
it is. It is.
I do that a
You know,
lot.
I do Reiki like that to fall asleep. And oh, she said yes, yes. Okay, great. Oh, all right. Well, do you think we're ready to start this? Do we have anything else? Just know that, the full moon is powerful. It's giving us a lot of energy. It's very feminine energy. I mean, I look at it as grandmother energy. So it's wisdom energy. It's grandmother energy. It's very silvery. It's very rich. It's very, but it's also very cleansing. So it's a time that we put our crystals in to cleanse. So we're going to release things, and we're going to talk a little bit about this during our journey.
Okay, it's exciting.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody get in a nice relaxing position wherever you are. If you're in a recliner, great. If you're on a couch, great. You could be on the floor or you can be sitting upright. It doesn't matter. Just close your eyes and just listen to the sound of my voice. We're just going to take a couple of just nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, knowing that with each exhale, you are releasing anything that you have inside of you that doesn't belong there. So again, inhale and exhale. And now we're going to do the 3 to 1 count. in and visualize and say to yourself, 3, 3, 3. Inhale again. 2, 2, 2. And one more time. Inhale. 1, 1, 1. And now you are in a deeper level of consciousness. And in a moment, we are going to go down our set of stairs, starting with the 10th step, noticing that it's beautiful carpeted stairs. And on the right, you're holding a beautiful wooden, very smooth handrail. And we're going to walk down the stairs very slowly, starting 10, 9, going deeper and deeper. 8, 7, deeper into our heart space. 6, 5, deeper and deeper. 4, 3, deeper and deeper. 2, 1. You are now in your warm, beautiful heart space where your love, joy, peace, compassion, all those things reside. Now, as you look to your right, you see that ornate door that is your quantum jumping door. And as you look to the left, you are in your meditation room. We created this a month ago. In your meditation room, you have a nice place to sit down, whether it be a couch or a recliner, as it's your design. And if you haven't been there, design it now. This is a space that is safe for you. There is a fire there. It is always warm. It is a space where you can meditate, where you can think, where you can listen. And it is safe, and it is only for you. Nobody can interrupt you. Nobody can tell you, do it differently. This is a place just for you. To the left a little further is a door in another room. We made this one 2 weeks ago. This is our creation room. In our creation room, we have a desk and a beautiful big chair with 2 screens that are covered by beautiful cloths. The screen on the right is where you create. Whatever it is you need to create. I think we used an apple as an example, and we felt the apple and turned it and smelled it. We could even hear the crisp crunch of the apple and the sweet taste of it. And if you want to keep this creation, just save it in a channel there. But if you want to change it or just get rid of it, we move it to the screen on the left, and then we can just swipe left with that. And you can do this with objects. You can do this with feelings. You can do this with memories. In this room, you can create anything that you can think about, and only your imagination can hold you back. So imagine everything wonderful in your life, and that is your creation. And some people have put a little refrigerator in there for little tools that they might have. You might have crystals in that room. It's yours to create. The important part is to have the chair, the desk, the 2 screens, and know that you can create anything you can imagine in this room. And you can also remove anything that doesn't serve your highest good. Very good. Now I would like for you to leave your creation room and go back to your meditation room. And I would like for you to sit or lie down. Lying down would probably be better for this. just lie down in your meditation room. And if you don't have a couch or a recliner, lay on the floor. You have beautiful, thick, plush carpeting. It'll be fine. Lie down. And we're going to take some deep breaths again, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And know with each breath, you are going deeper and deeper into this journey. And your body is beginning to feel very heavy, and it is sinking into the couch or the chair or the carpeting, sinking down, feeling very heavy. You are now only hearing the sounds of your breath, the sounds in the room, and you are going deeper and deeper into this journey. Now, as you are completely relaxed at this point, you are in your safe place, in your heart space. I would like for your physical body to remain still where it is. Your ego will tend to everything that it needs. Your ego will keep your body breathing, your heart beating, your blood circulating. This is your ego's job, to take care of everything physical. Know this, feel it. Now, I would like for you to envision your spiritual self, your higher self, your light body, to just sit up outside of that physical body of yours. Sit up and stand up. Oh, take a deep breath in and out, and feel the strength and the size of your soul body, your spirit body. It is big, it fills this room, and it is light, pure light and pure love. Do you feel it? This is beautiful. Now we are going to make some more spaces where this light body, your soul, can use these tools. So I would like for you to go to the right, kind of behind the steps, right past our quantum door. And you're going to see a door there that looks like an elevator. And it has buttons. And I would like, it only has one button. Push the button. And when the doors open, step inside. This elevator is big enough to hold all of you. Step inside. Very good. And the doors close behind you. And now that you're in this elevator, what we're going to do is we're going to use our breath. And I'm going to describe it before you even start, so you know what's coming up. You're going to breathe in. And on your exhale, you're going to move up higher and higher. When you breathe out more forcefully, you move up quicker. If you breathe out slowly, you move up slower. Now we're going to do this together, but you're going to do it at your own pace. And you're going to move up how you see fit. And when you feel that you are as high or as close to your higher self, or as close to your source as you need to be, then you can just start breathing normally again. And we're going to stay in the elevator until we all get to where we need to get to be. But let's do that now. Breathe in and out. And up we go. Beautiful. And again, in and out. And in and out. So I can use the words stationary and higher. Now I would like for you to continue this breathing until you get as close as you need to be to your source being. I'll give us a few moments to get there. Now I hope that we've all reached the place where we can access and be with our source. And remember, we are light beings right now. This is our light soul that is traveling. We are still aware of that physical body that is in our meditation room, safe and taken care of. And you can even take a look down and you can see safe, beautiful. Now that we've all reached our goal at this point, and this is at this point, at any time, you can go higher or you can go lower. It is all your choice. But when this door opens, and again, there's only one button, when we push this button, it's going to open to your penthouse of where your source energy and you are going to join. So go ahead and push that button. And the doors open. And you're in your penthouse. And this room will be for healing, for living. This is the room where you are connected to your source. And as you and your source grow and become accustomed to being with each other, this room can move higher, move lower. It's all up to you. And it's up to you to decorate this room as well. Fill it with all the things that you love the most. It can have a kitchen. It's a whole penthouse. It's your apartment. You can have a kitchen with whatever you need. You can have a living area, a healing area, an office area, a sleeping area. For right now, let's concentrate on the sitting area. Make sure that you have comfortable chairs where you can sit. And this room is gigantic. It might have windows. You might see trees out of it. You might see clouds. You might see stars. Depends on where you went. And know that your source is with you. You can speak to your source. You can ask your source any questions that you like. Your source can manifest itself to look any way that you see fit as well. It could be look like an animal that is very comfortable for you. It could look like a being. It could look like a crystal. It could look like map. Allow it to show itself to you and get comfortable, because again, this is your safe space. You are safe. You are with Source. Your Source is pure love. Now, I would like for you to take some time to explore, to get to know your Source, explore your penthouse. And I'm going to give you maybe like 5 minutes to spend here in quiet time. joy it feels like to be so connected and so close to Source. Know that Source is always this close to you. But in our physical bodies, we don't always recognize that. But as this is your light body, and you are far closer to what Source's light body is like, you can interact in a very kind of physical way. Notice that you are a light body. You are not dense like your physical body. And all of the furniture and objects that you placed in your penthouse are also made of light. So your energy and denseness match their energy and denseness, and which allows you to sit and to interact with these objects. It's a different way of thinking, of being. But this is your true self, a being of light that is full of love and questions, and you want to learn. And your Source is here to help you with that. Know that anytime you want to connect with your Source, whether it be before bed or before a big meeting, or whenever you feel the desire to speak with Source, all you have to do is relax your physical body. And once that ego is taking care of it, just let your light body slip out and join with Source. It's that easy. We just did it. Now take the time to thank Source, to thank any beings that have joined you in your penthouse, any spirits, any other light bodies that were there with you. You will see them again. And it's time now to go back to the elevator. So when you get up, just push that button again. And then wave bye to your Source and any guests that you brought in. And we go into the elevator. Now just take a moment to realize what had just happened. We were with our Source, all that is. And we did this together. And we are all touching and entangled with each other, feeling these feelings, yet it's very individual. And it makes us so happy that we have such joy and love in our lives. So go ahead when you're ready and push the button and make that intention that you're going to go down, 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 back to your meditation room. Right now we're learning that we don't even have to push buttons anymore. All we have to do is intend, and it is so. And when the elevator stops, intend that the doors open, and we walk around to the left, and there's your physical body, looking like it's asleep, very safe and secure in your beautiful meditation room in the center of your heart space. And just slide back in to that body, and it's okay. You'll fit. You came from there. You'll fit. Just slide it in and join with that body. Feels very different, doesn't it? A little on the tight fit. Body is far denser. But it's like having a glove on. And it's a soft glove. It feels very familiar. And now you can start moving around, still in your heart space. Look around. Everything is there just as you left it. Safe, secure. Take this time to feel what it feels like to have your light body now inside your physical body. Even though you're moving around now, know that you can step one leg outside of your physical body and have one light leg out and one in your physical body. And you can straddle these worlds. Or you can keep both feet in the physical body. That's okay too. When it feels right, and what feels right to you is where you will take this from here. Now I would like for you to take a deep breath in and out. Another deep breath in and out. And start in this room where you are, this physical room. Wiggle your fingers and toes and stretch. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back to this physical room where we started. Now, I did not talk you out of your space. You're still in your heart space. And you may still have one foot as a light body outside of your physical body. And carry this feeling with you throughout the day. The feeling of unconditional love that our source gave us. Take this and live this way. Now I'm going to ask that everybody really come right back. I'm going to ask that Mickey bring herself back. I'm going to unpin myself. Maybe not. Trying to remove pin up there. Okay. I hear Joe in the room is starting to move around a little bit, and be gentle and easy with yourself. Joe is kind of just looking around the room and giving us a yawn. That was a little longer than our normal. It was deep for me. I can tell you that my source did not look like, I guess the closest thing I can say it looked like was like a very dense cloud of pink, like cotton candy, pink cotton candy. And I feel good. Welcome back, Mickey. How are you now?
Huh?
How are you now?
Floaty.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way. And you know, I gotta say that Spirit was absolutely, let them keep one foot out.
Yeah.
Let them keep
That
one
was
foot out. Whoa.
interesting.
I have never even entertained that idea before. Oh,
Well, I had a lot of visitors.
I had a feeling that was the case.
I did.
I could feel everyone even And
Yeah,
it's
it
not
does.
like we were in my penthouse, but it was almost like a community area type thing, you know?
There
Uh,
was an area in space, in dimension somewhere, where all of our higher selves, well, first I saw us all sitting in the air, hold in a circle, holding hands, like you do around a campfire. That was our bodies that were inside of each of our spaces. But then above them, each of the higher selves were all holding hands too.
oh, and
And
you
they
know,
were very happy that we are doing this.
that doesn't surprise me that our higher selves are buds too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And then I had a request. Once I picked it, when you said to reach out to your higher self, and I saw it as this really huge, when you said it's bigger than this room, blah, 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 it fills it up. There was this beautiful, beautiful light, and it did indeed entirely fill the space. Um, and at that point, then there was a request. I heard someone ask my higher self if they could join us.
Oh,
And it said, and I didn't say a word, it said, yes, by all means, come on in. And when it did, it brought about 40 or 50 others with it. And they were all small balls of light,
hmm.
like orbs.
Okay, yeah.
And they said that they wanted to see what we were doing. They were interested in studying what we were doing as part of whatever they were learning, to
Wow,
see how people reach out to touch higher. And they saw whatever they wanted to see, and then they left. They
wow.
were there for a while. I don't know how long they were there because I was busy with my stuff and
Hmm.
my own connection to source, but it had allowed them to come in like a visiting class,
Wow. Wow,
to
that's
come in and
amazing.
observe what we were doing.
Mhm.
And they were very happy about what we're doing.
Yeah, I believe that.
So
Yeah.
I'm quite awed.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Chills. Chills.
So Audrey said, how lovely. And Martin said, lots of huddling skyscrapers there. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Oh.
kind of the visionary things I got, but it was like each one was on a pedestal and then it was
Mm.
circular, kind of like what you talked about your room, um, in the sky.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
was, for me, it was clouds and blue. So it wasn't, you know, the night sky, it was daylight.
Yeah.
And Audrey said her penthouse was in New York.
Surprise, surprise.
I know Audrey loves New York.
I
Yes.
do too. Mine was
Beautiful.
for sure.
Joe, would you like to share anything? Joe's not ready. She's just, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm so
I
out
feel
there.
that way too. I'm
Yeah.
so happy that you were able to articulate what's coming through, you know. Yeah, yeah.
And
And
source says I got to visit my source.
whoa,
Hello.
hello.
I'm speechless now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like they told me in the beginning, they're like, as you're growing and getting closer to being your authentic self, light body, that the ones that are already light bodies are gaining more
Yes.
knowledge and
Yes.
getting more, you know. And I remember our teacher Seth, I think Rob asked at one point, you know, about Seth and Seth too.
Yeah.
And, you know, Seth too answered the question, and Seth too said, now I'm way paraphrasing this. Seth too said that Jane, when Jane would be like Seth, Seth would be like Seth too, and Seth too would be more than that.
Yes.
But that Seth was not Jane's higher self. He was just
Mm-hmm.
using that as an analogy. And
Well,
that
I heard
goes
that.
exactly what you just said, Mickey.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
yeah,
I was told to clarify it to simply say there is no higher self you can reach that doesn't have one.
that makes sense. That really does make sense, because if we are an ever learning, ever developing, always creating, you're always creating
The
something
chorus.
more, something more,
Right.
something bigger, something whatever. Yeah,
Just keeps rolling along.
it does. It's kind of like science, they keep looking for the end of the universe and it keeps getting bigger,
Yeah.
or the smallest thing inside of an atom. And now they're finding there's more and more there. So
Things inside.
they're
Yeah.
just creating more stuff.
Yeah.
I love this. My God, we've almost been on for an hour and a half. This
Oh,
one,
wow.
oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. The meditation alone was like 40 minutes or
It
so.
was beautiful and roomy, and it needed exactly that.
And I want everybody to be able to use these creation places and keep creating, right?
Yeah. Yes.
This wasn't even my imagination. This stuff was actually given to me by, I don't know who, my
Mhm.
higher self or my source, but it was, in quiet meditation. This is the imagery I got. And then what happened today was a little different still.
It's
So,
like we both thought about the elevator, remember? When we were
yes.
talking, we had both said
Yeah.
the same thing at the
Yeah.
same moment. Hey, I wanted to tell you about something. Yeah, me too. And
Uh-huh.
we
Yeah.
had both seen an elevator concept.
And what was really important to them was the fact that the out breath was actually propelling you
Yeah, that's the petrol.
to bigger or more less dense you, I guess I want to
You
say.
have to
But
float down.
I'm peeking at Joe. She well, she tried so hard not to cough during the meditation. She
It
did, I
didn't
know.
matter.
No, it didn't matter. But
It
yeah,
doesn't matter at all.
no, not at all. And she kind of looks awestruck over there.
Yeah, it was like,
I was in there,
Mm,
but then something was trying to get in.
mhm.
in
I don't know. I heard scratching over here.
physically,
I don't know. Maybe it was there, but
maybe it was there. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Interesting.
all right. Well, I would love it for people that are watching this after the replay or whatever to, give us your views and thoughts. This will be put on YouTube, and I know this is the very end of the thing, but please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That helps us.
Mhm.
I also put it on the website speakingwithkate.com.
Mhm.
And so you can watch it in multitude of different ways, but let us know in comments, is this working for you? Should we keep creating more stuff? If you're creating more stuff, tell us what it is.
Mhm.
What is your, what are you being guided to create? And how are your creations working for you? Um, God, I just feel like I could float out of this room right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Joe said the same thing. She says, me
Exactly.
too.
I'm still quite floaty.
Well, I'm going to suggest to everybody that they take their time, maybe, stand on the grass a little bit. And oh, definitely, for you, Mickey, you could probably see the moon soon,
Yes.
a couple of hours. For
Okay.
us, we have a few more, but go out and see that full moon and try to stand outside on the earth with your bare feet. But while you're still inside, especially if anybody's going to go out or get in their cars, please have some water.
Yeah.
This was such a deep journey. And is it because we called it a journey and it was different? But I've done shamanic journeying, I've done all kinds of journeying. I want to say that this one felt especially eye-opening.
Yeah, mine
Right.
was very connective.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, like Martin said, it was a lot of togetherness and, you know,
Yeah, I was surprised by how much I was aware of everyone else, even down to actually seeing the circle of us in color,
mm,
sitting suspended
mhm,
in the universe,
mhm,
holding hands,
yeah. Um,
like Girl Scouts around a campfire.
right. Spirit was, I mean, they wanted me a couple of times to make sure that you could visibly see
Yeah,
your physical body, that
exactly.
you weren't losing the connection,
Mhm.
and that it was perfectly safe. And you know, I hear that like the ego gets a bad rap, but you know what? The ego, we need the ego to function in this 3D universe.
Right, it's part
And
of the story.
it is a part of it, and it's an important part. And if you treat it with love and respect and honor its purpose,
And don't give it the keys to the car.
but it's going to allow you to explore more.
Right. It can always be
Oh,
in the car, but just not in the driver's seat.
exactly, exactly. So I love this. I love seeing all of you um bi-monthly. No, is that right? Bi-weekly?
Yeah, bi-monthly.
Boy, I'm just but yeah, I love doing these every 2 weeks, you know,
Yeah.
however that works out. So yeah. So here it is. The month of June is the beginning of summer. Life is good. Um, it's Happy Pride Month, you know, so all of you guys, happy Pride. Oh, look, that's, you know, Pride Rainbow.
Welcome. Well,
Yeah.
I wonder how many people have had any feedback from the intention they put out at the new moon, because I certainly have. So has anyone heard from any of the things they asked to go out into the universe? Any idea of progress toward it, or the fact that it's working, or, you
Yes.
know, who's experienced anything about their new moon?
Joe said, yes.
Yes.
Should I bring the phone over by you?
No, I can come to you.
Okay. Joe's going to come over to me.
Hey, oh,
Uh,
you got two pyramids. Oh,
I do. Yes, I do.
now you got the two of them with the chakras in the middle. Now
There you go. Yeah.
I am too through.
Oh, she's coming over this way. There we go.
That's okay. I can't.
There she is.
Hi,
Hey. Ladies.
I love your energy. I just love it. You know, you
Really?
bounced in and the whole thing lit up.
Hey.
Yeah.
Us too, Jack. Like he checks in with you.
Oh, he does. He sent you a high five
Yes,
yesterday.
he did.
Yeah. He said, be sure and tell you that he's sending you a high five.
Her husband that passed, and we worked with him.
Really?
Remember that?
Yeah, he looks in on you every now and then. He said he wanted you to know
Yeah.
that he has not forgotten, and he really still values the input that you provided while he was here. So he looks in on you periodically.
Oh,
And he said, be
wonderful.
sure and tell her I send her a high five.
Yeah.
Well, hi back.
He
I look.
does that. He does that with Kate as well. You know,
Yes, he
looks
does.
in on Kate, and
Yes, he does. And he gives me little messages, and then I tell Mickey, and she goes, oh, I get it.
I asked for direction in life,
uh-huh.
and definitely it's taking a different.
Oh,
So yeah.
that's good. That's good. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. How about Audrey or Martin? What? So Audrey said hi to you, Joe. Oh, and Audrey, I love your little icon. You're so
Yeah.
cute. So cute.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you guys want to type anything great, you know, I feel so good about this.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like
It's
this.
very positive, I mean, when you are with the light beings, and you are the light being, it's just love.
It
Like
is.
that's all there is. It's just love. There
And
is
then
nothing
two
else.
of you light beings are standing with the pyramid and the Buddha and the light, live light,
Yeah.
candlelight in the center. So that's a nice image too.
And my favorite
Yeah.
stone.
Rose
I-
quartz.
Which one?
Rose quartz.
Oh, rose quartz.
That's
Yes.
my favorite.
Yeah.
I just gave one as a gift to someone to thank them for some
Those
help.
were, those were from students of mine. So it's rose and tourmaline.
Oh, yeah. Very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the rose quartz. I have a couple of new ones and I gave one away.
I never noticed he had a clear court, a clear.
Clear quartz. Yes.
Yeah,
Pendulum.
forget it. It's not
So
coming to me.
yeah, my Buddha holds. This is my pendulum. My Buddha holds my
Oh, I
pendulum
didn't know
that
that.
I got when I mastered for Reiki.
Yes, I love that one. Woo, it's powerful.
Yeah.
That's very powerful.
And then on the other side, I have working stuff. Working stuff.
I was gonna say, what's over there?
I'm
What's
starting to
What's
work with
rose?
grids.
So I
You know.
have, so I have these.
Those are nice.
So rose and amethyst, and then this is my pendulum
Oh,
that I use for Reiki.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous. Both of those
Pendulum.
pendulums are nice.
And then I'll show you this one. This is called Pre-Night.
I've
Pre-Night.
never seen that before.
Well, it kind of looks like peridot. And this is raw. There's another side of it. Where are we? There we go, up there.
Yeah, yeah.
Another, so it's in the raw form, and this actually came from New York State.
Oh,
Pre-Night is called the Healer's Healing Stone.
oh, that's interesting.
Is that what you gave us?
Yes,
But
I
it's
did.
polished.
But I gave you a teeny tiny polished one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I tend to like the raw stones to work with.
I
but
do too. Yeah.
whatever. They all have the same energy. I just like them untouched.
Mhm, mhm.
Anyway,
I was like, what, that look kind of reminds
Yeah.
me.
yeah, it's the Healer's Healing Stone. Yeah. So
That's a nice one. I've never seen that before.
Pre-Night. I think it's
Pre-night.
Pre-Night. I'm not exactly sure how to spell it. Phreniite maybe. Pre-Night.
Oh,
I know there's an H in there somewhere.
Martin's.
Martin said, I asked for more joy, and now at work, I'm being asked by coworkers how I manage to be so happy all the time. Oh, I love it, Martin. You're one of the happiest guys I've ever met anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
yeah.
Audrey said, I asked for health and I am feeling quite good.
Oh,
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, saying that, you can create a happy room, you can create a healing room,
Yeah.
you can create anything you want in your penthouse. Like I know I mentioned if they gave me a few names, they're like, here, shoot these all out. And you can just create a room that has healing energies, but your whole penthouse is it's a lighthouse, and it is just full of the vibration of love. That's the universe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what was in
You
my-
can make a fireplace if you're a fire sign, and
Mm.
it will feed your spirit every time you're in there.
Yeah.
I'm a water sign, so I created a tank that has a roaring wave in it constantly. But it's inside the tank, so it doesn't, flow over onto the floor, but it's a wave.
Mm-hmm.
So the water energy sustains me whenever I'm there.
Is that not sad? I don't know I'm a Capricorn, so I don't know.
Water.
Really?
Is that water
I
sign?
didn't think that was a water
No,
sign.
Capricorn is Earth.
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 Oh,
There you go.
okay.
Oh, wow. You are all about all the crystals and the minerals and
She
my
really is.
Yeah, I am.
goodness.
I
That's
took
lovely.
my shoes off for this.
Yep. Wow.
If
Now
only I could still lift my foot like that.
That
Whoa.
girl had a hip replacement on that hip and was able to do that.
Yeah,
What?
Awesome.
I did
Yeah.
I
too.
want one so
She's
much.
had both hips done.
Well, I'm losing weight so that I can.
Beautiful.
Well, I had no choice.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah,
no,
I won't have, I'm rapidly coming to a point where I won't, but I know it takes time to lose the weight that's needed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's just, they never said anything about my weight.
Mm.
well, you don't have any.
Yes, yes, I do.
Well,
I do, compared to where I was.
mm,
Okay,
And it,
you're still a itty bitty.
yeah, yeah.
From
Us
where
too.
I'm sitting, you're in good shape, both
Yeah.
of you.
I love it. Audrey said she has a fireplace and she's an Aries.
Oh, yeah, that's another fire sign.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm a fire sign. I'm a Leo.
Yeah.
So,
Whoa.
well, I think we have been on for an hour and a half. It is 3:03 here. Awesome.
And your point?
This is the longest one we've ever done.
I
And
know. but
probably the
it
most
feels good.
earth-shaking and successful as well.
It was earth shaking. Actually, no, it was floaty. It just
Yeah, it was very,
it was
very important
gentle
in
and
the journey.
easy and yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was napping,
I love my guides.
but I know I wasn't napping because I remember. But some,
Exactly. It feels that way, but yet you know that you're just moving through space,
Yeah.
moving through the
So
universe.
really your physical body was napping. Your
Mhm.
ego was
Mhm.
taking care of it as your astral body
Yeah.
traveled. And I said those words. This is astral traveling.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Audrey said it was great. I have to think about it more.
Yeah.
I think we all do, but definitely ground yourself. Do not get in a car until you feel totally grounded, totally good. Have some water, walk on the earth.
Yeah.
Martin said, my source appeared as an eye. Interesting.
Oh, that's nice. That's so appropriate.
Oh,
Oh.
somebody
And
went,
for Martin.
and that's funny because before all this, I was staring at your eye that's on the wall.
oh dear.
Uh-huh.
I have a third eye I painted.
I sometimes get an ujat when I'm in there.
What's that?
An ujat, the Egyptian eye with the thing
Oh,
underneath.
yes, yes. Okay. Yep. I know what you mean.
Yeah, and it matters which one it is, whether it's the left or the right. So,
Oh, God, you are so knowledgeable, Mickey.
That one looks like a lot.
honey, I'm 76 years old. I've been doing this since
You don't look it.
1960 something.
Well, I may be asking your advice on a few things coming up because I have had a couple of women that are so interested in learning tarot. And I said,
Okay.
I don't know it, but I think we could probably communally learn it together. And I
That'll be
said,
fun.
I have resources that could help maybe.
And especially now,
And-
as
and-
opposed to back when I was learning it, because now there were hundreds more decks than there were back then.
Right. Yeah.
There weren't but maybe 5 or 6 back then
Right.
that were taken seriously. And now there are literally hundreds. So there are a lot of new rules that
Yeah.
didn't exist.
Yeah. And the biggest thing is, use your intuition as
Yeah.
to, because like we said in the beginning, it's more for personal things. Like I would never say, oh, I'm going to do a class so that you can go out and do readings. I don't know how to do that. This is just like a personal learning for each other. So if anybody's listening to this and they are local, because we are going to do it in person, shoot me a direct message and we'll get together.
Yeah. No one will ever read you as well as you can read yourself.
Absolutely.
Get close, you can run into wonderful experts, but no one can see your soul as clearly as you can.
Mhm.
And I was told, don't read yourself
Oh, Lord, help me.
by Mary
Ugh.
Beth, my Reiki master.
That is frightening.
So I'm like, okay, that's good.
That's like showing 500 people inside a church and saying, but now don't get a minister in here.
Point.
They're all blind and they're all disabled and they can't hear, and they're all in this building together, and someone says, don't bring any higher source in. But because you're your own higher source.
Of course, yeah.
So let someone else tell you what to do. Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
If we're creating the universe, we're all pieces of God and we're all connected, but we're all connected to the God source. So anytime we get together, God is there. You know? So that means there's someone who knows you better than anyone else, and that's higher up your pyramid. As high as you go, it will always know more about looking at you than anyone else over on another pyramid will. Even if the two of you in your smaller pyramids are part of a much bigger one. You see what I'm saying? You in yours will see you better than something else of whatever kind looking in there.
Yeah.
So you're your own expert.
Absolutely. Yes.
That's why we got to trust ourselves. That's why we have to educate ourselves as to what our power is.
And
Because other
that's
people will tell you, you don't have any except what I tell you.
and that's what we're learning. We're learning we are our own creators.
Yeah, these people who say, I have the only way, or I'm the expert, and you have to listen to me, tell them to get the out of there.
Sorry.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
No,
So
it's okay.
how I
It-
did,
it's
but I
it's very
managed not to say it.
it's very, very true. We have been taught for so long that we are
Right.
insignificant and we don't matter and we can't change anything.
Right.
And it is so not true. We are our own
Crippling.
good or bad, we
It's crippling.
create. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at it.
All right, guys, I gotta say, I gotta put this to a close. This is gonna take forever for me to get it up on the internet. This is gonna be nice and big. Anyway, I thank you all for being here, and I thank everybody that's watching this later on. And don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for the new moon. Love you all. Bye.
Bye.